Hey guys, welcome back. As you can see behind me, my TT's here again, and bad news, it's failed the MOT. It's failed on the emissions test. The guy at the test centre thought that the catalytic converter was running unusually warm, but it was a test centre, so they don't offer any sort of formal diagnosis or repairs. They're just strictly for MOTs. So it's down to us to figure out what's going on. There's no check engine light or anything, but I expect a good place to start would be to throw the code reader on and just see if that can shed any light on the subject and give us a hint of where we should start. So, that being said, let's get stuck in. Well, looks like it's found a fair few faults. The engine ones will be relevant at the moment for us, so let's see what we got. Trouble codes. Oh, there's a few straight away. So what we got? Sensor circuit, bank 1, sensor 2, slow response. Power supply terminal 30 voltage too low. That's probably left over from the regulator fault that we fixed before. O2 circuit, bank 1, sensor 1 malfunction. That could possibly have something to do with it. What else we got? Misfires. They're probably for that vacuum leak that I had. What else we got? Exhaust gas temperature sensor 1, open circuit, short circuit. It could be that. That would certainly throw the emissions off. If that's faulty, the engine would probably be running quite rich. So that might be a good place to start. Well, let's get in there and have a look. So that's 3 codes on 3 different sensors. So rather than unloading the parts cannon and buying 3 new sensors, I've gone back into the scan tool and pulled some live data. The first sensor seems to be holding steady about 1.4 volts, which is a bit high. That should be between 0 and 1, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. The second one is within that range. But when I start the engine, we see that the second sensor is switching up and down, albeit slowly, whereas the first sensor does hold pretty steady. When I give the car more revs, the voltage will drop to almost 1, but it's not really switching, it's just a very smooth curve. So I think that one might be the problem. I'm going to take it out and see if that reveals anything. Hopefully if that one's bad, that will explain the sluggishness of the second sensor, but we won't know until we dive in deeper, so let's go. Okay, naturally, as always the way when you're doing your own work on the car, the piece you want to get to is difficult to get to. I don't know if you can see it down there, but that's the O2 sensor. Right down there, and the cable disappears behind this heat shield, so I'm going to put some music on and put you guys on a time lapse.
Never break, always fight, never quit, do it right, play the game, win it life, have no shame, there's no time, feel the pain, live the grind, I could change, in my mind, pick a lane, commit and climb, the only way to win it life, I never miss, that's fact, taking big swings, put your hand to the bat, put me in the ring, you'll go out in a bag, cause I sing what I mean and I bring it to the mad light, ain't got time to kill, I got time to feel, I took the red pill, I know life's short so I wanna live real, but how's it supposed to feel? They wanna say they hate, but they know it's cap. I ain't play no games, I just do that's fact. And I don't feel no shame, it's a mood you lack. I go crazy, nah, but I ain't lazy. Track after track, I work on the shit daily. Pass me the jack, right as fuel, got me hazy. About to unpack all these shit I've been chasing. I've got visions in my head, like memories after death. To be a legend instead of something you can forget. I'm living up every breath, I'd rather lead than be led. I'll fill the seats as I spread, with every word that I've said. How's it supposed to feel? How's it supposed to feel?
Well, it's out finally. It's a couple of days later now. I did have an issue. I couldn't get my. Well, I could get the socket on, but I couldn't for the life of me find my little wobbler bit. So I was trying to get it off just with the ratchet on the socket. I didn't really have enough space to get any leverage on, so I ordered another one from eBay. And while I was at it, I got a crow's foot one, which in the end is what I used to crack it loose, and then use this one just to sort of get it out some more. But even so, it was quite difficult. There's not a lot, probably don't show up too well on camera. My other torch has died, but that's sort of like the space you work with. You can see with my hand in there. But it's out now. It would have been made easier if I cut the cable off probably, but I don't actually know if this one is bad yet, so I didn't want to just butcher it, because I'd have definitely had to buy a new sensor now. But while doing it, I was curious to see if I plug it back in now and leave it out of the exhaust, whether the voltage reading would be different now the sensor's exposed to open air. Not sure, but I'm kind of curious, so I might just try that now. So, I think this sensor's just had it. The scan tool said malfunctioning, and it's certainly not switching or anything. So, I've ordered another one. Bosch. That's the part number, in case anyone else has a similar problem. Make sure you get one with the right plug. Did say quite a lot of them were compatible with my car, but the plug was actually different, so just be mindful of that if you're doing this job yourself. So I'm going to get this new one in, and we'll get back in the scan tool and see if that changes anything. So just quickly, I've got the new sensor in, but the new one doesn't come with like a heat shield like the original one has. There's no way of getting this off over the sensor or the plug to transfer it. So I think I have got some exhaust wrap. So I'm just going to wrap the lower part of that cable where the plastic conduit is with that, just to give it some sort of protection. This obviously must have done something, because if you can see that there are some like burn marks on the surface. So better safe than sorry. I just thought I'd point that out in case anyone else is going to be doing a similar thing. Here we go. It's not pretty, but hopefully it's functional. Unfortunately, I only had plastic zip ties at hand, so hopefully the heat from the exhaust won't melt them off. But if it does, I'll just have to come back and redo it with some metal ones. But hopefully it works. So there we go, they are switching now, so hopefully that is it. There we go, no codes found after that, so hopefully that's the end of it. I'll have to get it back in for a retest to be sure, but I'm going to say job done. Well guys, hopefully that's it. I'm going to get it booked in for a retest now and hopefully it'll pass. Slightly concerned about that exhaust temperature sensor. I have run the engine quite a few times since putting that new O2 sensor in, and that fault hasn't come back yet, so it might have just been a random thing due to low voltage, which is what most of the other faults that the scan tool found in the other modules. So I've been in and wiped them all clean and nothing's come back yet. So hopefully if you don't see me again too soon, that means it's passed. Until next time, take care. Hey, quick update just before I finish editing the video. I'm back in the garage with no car behind me, so that's good news. It means it's passed the MOT. There's a couple of advisories which I can take care of later, but for now I'm just going to enjoy driving the car. This is a good thing because outside is something I've absolutely been itching to get started on. In fact, it's the whole reason I started making videos in the first place, to document it. So if you want to know what it is, you're going to have to catch me on the next video. Until then, take care.